Morning, everyone. Today we are going to see the passive voice in the present perfect, right? So these are the dates that you have to send me back as always, right? We didn't change anything. And let's start by the answers from our last activity. So plasters are bandages which are used to cover cuts and wounds. Which is a relative pronoun? Relative clauses, and page 115, step 1, right? The definitions using relative pronouns. So we have here, number 2, sanitary pads are pads which are used to hold period. Toilet rolls are tubes which are used to roll cleaning paper. Number 4, cleansing pads are pads which are used to clean the face. Baby wipes are tissues which are used to clean babies. Facial wipes are tissues which are used to clean the face. Here we had an ad or a poster, and you were supposed to answer this. Where do you dump your trash? Here I gave you a suggested answer, but I saw different answers in your activities, and I gave you here, I dump my trash in a can. So what you prefer here, right? From page 116, step 2, number 1, letter B, 2B, 3A, number 4, C. Here is a personal answer. Do you know that there are people who study the trash? Some people know, the majority don't know the answers that I saw in your activities, okay? The professor of New York University, Robin Nagel, studies the trash to search the answer for the question, what does trash tell about us? A very interesting study, guys. If you are curious, you can make a research about that. It's very interesting. Page 117, we have the answers. Trash, garbage, trash, furniture, electronics, apartments, wardrobe, clothing, sofa, beds, because you were supposed to circle the words related to house, furniture, and trash. Domestic appliances and paintings, right? Making it
Teacher,
clear, just a minute, okay? Look at the poster from the campaign. Don't trash our waters. Use the prompts below and let's see that. What is the ad for? To ask people not to trash the waters, right? What animal is in the ad? An oyster. So this is an oyster. If you observe, you can see there's an oyster. What is the problem? This is a question that you can make with the prompts. Trash in the street ends up in the harbor and hurts local wildlife. What is the recommendation? So if you look here, the recommendation is put the trash in the can. And the other question, where can I get more information? So you have a site here, you were supposed to copy and write here. Okay, so this is the end of our answers. And let's see the part you have to give me until next week. Well, some students, some very nice students asked me to talk about this series, Teen Wolf. And I prepared an exercise for these students about that, okay? So what you have to do in this exercise, you have to watch Teen Wolf Season 1 trailer. You can type that, okay, on YouTube, or you can copy that and paste on YouTube, right? What you prefer. And you have here a trailer okay? A very short video about that, about the Teen Wolf Season 1. And when you finish watching that, you have to answer the questions. Letter A, in the beginning of the video, what can the guy Scott, listen to? So you are gonna pay attention to the video and you have to see what the Scott listens to, okay? Letter B, what does the teacher do in the classroom? So pay attention because there is a scene in which the teacher does something in the classroom. You have to tell me, you have to not tell me, you have to write down here, okay? Letter C, read. Pay attention to that. Scott McCall was just another kid in high school until one night his best friend Styles brings him to the woods to look for a dead body. And a werewolf has bitten Scott. What you have to do, this is a small part of the video. You have to change this sentence here, a werewolf has bitten Scott, into passive voice in the present perfect. So here you have the sentence in the active voice. You have to change into passive voice. Don't forget, this is present perfect. You just change into passive voice in the present perfect, okay? If you don't know how to change into passive voice, let's pay attention to that. We have here passive voice, present perfect. In the active voice, they have cleaned the house. This is the active voice in the present perfect. The passive voice, you have to change. You take the house, right? The object of the sentence, you write here in the passive, you start as in português. Em português vocês fazem a mesma coisa, pega o objeto, transforma em sujeito. Então aqui, the house, the house. You have to think about qual é o verbo in the present perfect? Qual é o principal auxiliar? É o have ou has? Nesse caso, o objeto pede o has. The house has. Não existe the house have. Então, a the house has. Been, ele faz parte, o been, da passive voice in the present perfect. And here, the verb in the past participle. Então, o verbo aqui sempre vai ficar. A gente vai pegar o verbo que está aqui e transformá-lo em past participle. Aqui já está prontinho para nós, in the active voice. Não muda aqui, vai continuar o mesmo verbo, tá? Mas se vocês não tivessem a active voice, vocês iam ter que buscar como que é o verbo clean in the past participle, ok? Nem sempre vai aparecer na voz ativa, então vocês vão ter que to think about the verb in the past participle, right? So, in the affirmative form, you have the object, então aqui, a voz passiva vai sempre começar pelo object. Nesse caso, in this sentence is the house, ok? Plus have or has. Então, dependendo do objeto, vocês vão colocar ou have ou has. Plus been. Então, na voz passiva sempre vai aparecer o been, ok? Voz passiva e, nesse caso, present perfect. Vai aparecer because it's in the present perfect. Plus verb, e aí o verbo, né, principal, in the past participle. So, this is the affirmative form. The active voice. Thomas has written many books. This is the active voice, okay? Now this sentence here in the passive voice. You take the object, many books, Have or has, nesse caso tá no plural. In the plural, you use have, don't use has. Been, okay, because it's passive voice. Written é o verbo write in the past participle by Thomas, okay? Por, pelo, Thomas, right? So this is the passive voice in the present perfect. Now, back to the Teen Wolf, the series, and answer. Letter E, change the sentence. Allison's father has hunt Scott. So you have to change this sentence. Let me emphasize here. Into passive voice. Oops. One more here. Let me emphasize. Okay. So you change this into passive voice, right? You have the sentence in the active voice. Allison's father has hunt Scott, and you change into passive voice. You must use this here, okay? The explanation. Letter F. Do you think turning into a werewolf is a curse or a gift? Então, é ruim ou é uma dádiva, né? Why? So you write here, turning into a werewolf is tarará, because tarará, tarará, tá? Então, é o tema of your series. So you have of the series and you have to answer here. Now, please take your box, take your English box, purple box. Here, right? You have a purple box. You have to fill in the blanks with the missing information. Então, tem lá pedindo to fill that. We use have or has, been, plus alguma coisa, something, to describe something that happens with a focus on the action and not the subject, not on the subject. This is the, and you write here, ok? Foi o que nós acabamos de explicar. So, o livro não traz a explicação e eu trouxe aqui, é uma fonte segura, tá? E a gente trouxe a very good explanation for you, in my opinion, right? This about passive voice. So you think about that and write here, okay? You can write here or you can use your English books to answer that, okay? And the other one. So in the end, if you have any questions, you tell me, okay? You have here, you observe the picture and read the dialogue. We have a dialogue here between the characters of the series, okay? And here the guy is saying, that depends on how you define lying. It's a conversation between them, and he says that depends on how you define lying. And he says, well, I define it as not telling the truth. How do you define it? Como que você define essa palavra? Lying. Então, ele trouxe uma definition da palavra lying, right? E aí ele diz, existe mesmo, né? Até em português, we say we have more than one definition for one word. Então, aqui ele diz uma outra definição para a palavra lying. Ele diz, reclining your body. Right? So this is another definition for the word lying, right? In a horizontal position. So lying also means that, ok? E aqui eu peguei a palavra lie, né? procurei isso aqui muito para poder fazer uma relação da nossa lição, que é sinônimos e enfim, e para trazer para vocês aqui relacionando com a série, right? So here, lie, the synonym, falsehood, untruth, is the lie as a noun. Lie as a verb is be and remain in a particular state or condition. Synonyms: dwell, lie in, rest. Então, ele fala um sinônimo de lie de uma forma, ok? Que é not tell the truth. E ele fala lie de uma outra forma, dando uma outra definição da palavra lie. Então, eles estão falando aqui sobre synonyms, ok? Why I chose this for you? Because on page 120, you have an exercise on the brown box here that you have to work with the synonyms. The first one I did for you. So number 1, a synonym for threw away is dump, okay? Because of that, we work it with synonyms here. So this is the end of our activity. You have to send me until next week. Open, please turn on your cameras and let's see all your questions. Please excuse me, I'll stop sharing. And let's see your questions from the other activity, from this activity.
I don't have any questions, teacher.
Oh, great. Okay. If you have any questions.
Eu não tenho nenhuma pergunta não, teacher.
No? Okay, guys, you're very intelligent guys. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, teacher.